Ineffective voyage planning caused a towed crane to hit the Mackinac Bridge. This is from the Maritime Exclusive, and it was published on the 10th of February 2025. The NTSB report on the 2023 bridge strike says the captain of the tow vessel and barge company managers had ineffective voyage planning and failed to conduct required checks, and that caused the towed crane to strike the bridge in Michigan. They failed to confirm the air draft and bridge clearance, and the result was $665,000 damage to the crane and $145,000 damage to the underside of the bridge. The towing vessel Nicolina, 103 feet, was employed to move barges transporting construction equipment to sites around the Great Lakes. In May of 2023, they were hired to tow a barge transporting a 160-foot-long boom crane. It was a standard assignment, including the fact that they would have to transit under the bridge, a roadway suspension bridge that connects the upper and lower peninsulas of Michigan. The crane was secured on the barge on May the 6th, and the tow commenced. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration determined there was no traffic and minimal wind effect at 2 a.m., and the NTSB reports the tow was moving at 8 knots within the marked channel. The first contact with the bridge was with the stiffening truss below the roadway. At the top of the truss's bottom cord, about 155 feet above the water. The report indicates, given the configuration of the crane, the wires securing the crane boom would have hit first, and then when they parted, the boom would have contacted the top of the cord. As the barge continued forward, the boom would have been pushed backwards, and its angle and height above the water would have increased, leading to damage higher up on the bridge. At some point, the boom contacted the upper diagonal truss about 183 feet above the water, before folding back and collapsing onto the barge. The engineer aboard the tow vessel was on deck while there was a crew member at the helm. They did not report hearing the contact, but they said when they looked back, they noticed they could not see the crane's boom. The investigation showed that the captain and the managers of the barge company did not attempt to verify the bridge clearance and instead accepted the word of the managers supervising the loading of the crane, who told the captain everything secured and ready to go. The NTSB determined the managers made a visual evaluation that the angle of the crane boom was between 50 and 60 degrees, and the boom was 140 feet. The load monitor indicator on the crane was not working, so they relied on their judgment. They decided against lowering the boom to decrease the angle because they thought it would reduce the stability of the barge. Towing vessel operators are required to have a towing safety management system, and the voyage planning would have to be a part of that process. The company operating the vessel, Basic Towing, told investigators they had a TSMS and that the NTSB says no documentation was found, that the navigation assessment was conducted, and no attempt by the captain to verify the tow was safe for the intended route. The water under the bridge was higher than average, with a clearance of about 153 feet, instead of the normal 160 feet. However, it did not matter because the analysis showed the boom was at approximately 62 degrees, which elevated the height of the boom to 162.3 feet. The report says the boom needed to be at about a 55-degree angle to pass under the bridge at the center of the channel. The visual evaluation also underestimated the length of the boom by 20 feet. The NTSB reports the boom was 10 feet too high for clearance. The erroneous estimates provided by the managers set off a chain of events. However, the captain, who was responsible for ensuring the safety of the transit, did not confirm the boom height, nor were there any attempt to verify the bridge's vertical clearance. This is a case of failing to plan and planning to fail. They didn't even attempt to see if this giant crane would fit under the bridge. They just assumed it would. and they were out by a lot. A lot of things went wrong here, but the biggest one is nobody had a plan. Nobody checked anything. They just assumed. And that's never a good thing, that's for sure. Just insane. Accidents happen all the time, and something like this is just lack of planning. Absolutely no planning at all. Alright guys, there it is. As always, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it.